So today I'm going to start NFPA 10 portable fire extinguisher. In this session, you're going to get portable fire extinguisher NFPA 10. So let me quickly start from your notes, and you can access the same notes which I already provide to you. So yesterday, I think, remember, we learned about fire triangle. Now related to this fire triangle, we have this fuel classification in NFPA 10. So jump to page number for this portable fire extinguisher NFPA 10. And you know why we are calling portable. You will find the trolley type big higher capacity also, but generally this is a manual type. In this you'll find automatic option also, but most commonly this portable, what we're using in actual practice is the manual type. In case of some lock rooms or we cannot access or auto option is required, find the automatic type in portable fire extinguishers. But here on screen, these are all manual type, and you'll find the different types in this image. So we'll discuss the different types also and the purpose of these different types. Now, related to the fire triangle, what we learned in the previous session, with reference to that, we have this topic fuel classification. And remember, this fuel classification, what we're going to learn is for portable fire extinguisher. Also, this classification we can use for CO2 system, NFPA 12, even for this clean agent. This topic is common. But if you talk about water-based sprinkler system, in that case, we'll deal with the hazards. That is different. Water-based sprinkler system, designing based on the hazard. But selecting this portable extinguisher, CO2 system, or this clean agent, for that we can use this fuel classification. Also, we have hazard for NFPA 10 for portable fire extinguisher, but these hazards are different compared to automatic sprinkler system. But if you don't know about the hazard, don't worry, we'll discuss in detail in sprinkler system. At this level on screen, we'll discuss about fuel classification. Simple. You see, if you talk about fuel classification, class A for what? If the fire because of wood, paper, cloth, trash, plastic, solid but not metals, all this category. So if you talk about the class A, this wood, paper, for example, if you talk about a residential room or a drawing room, you may get this wood furniture, you may get the curtains, cloth. Similarly, if you talk about office, in office furniture can be the wood type, the cabinets, this computer cabinets, or some plastic also will be there, and again it can be some curtains. So mostly this class A will find in residential and commercial type of spaces, right? So if the fire occur because of this combustible materials, because if you see class A is not a fuse, class A comes under combustible metal, so this comes under class A. Next, class B refers to flammable liquid, including the gases, means fluids like gasoline, LPG, different oil and gases, that comes under class B. Okay, we'll discuss why we are talking about this classification. At this level, just learn about these types. Next, class C is for electrical. But remember, electrical means what to the topic? If you talk about class C, electrical, but what electrical? Energized electrical equipments, as long as it's plugged in. For example, if fire in the building due to electrical short circuit, and if someone switch off the main, or with the control system, the main supply is off, in that case, that classification we can consider A also, means even we can use the water to control that fire. But if it is energized electrical equipment, or in the cable still the electrical energy is flowing, we cannot use the water. That in that case, that comes under class C. So remember, electrical class C means energized electrical equipment. If it is not energized, in that case, that depends on material. If it is a suppose insulation on the wire, that comes in plastic, the PVC panels, etc., plastic. So you can consider as a class A. You can use the water also to control the fire.
It can be the oil in a transformer.
That comes under B. Okay, if it is energized equipment or electrical is flowing, energy is flowing in the cables or in the wires, then in that case class C, or else we can consider according to material. Okay, so class C means with the condition. Next, class D refers to metals like aluminum, magnesium, different metals with a higher ignition temperature, very high compared with the A, B, and C. That comes under class D. Generally, you'll find for industrial side. Next, we have one more special, class K. See, if you talk about NFPA, as per NFPA, this is class K. But in some handbooks, you can find this K as class E. So don't get confused. Class E or class K both are same. But here we are following NFPA. So as per NFPA, class K. Class K refers to the cooking media. If the fire occur because of this cooking media like vegetable oil, animal oil, fats, etc., that comes under class K. And why we are calling class K? Because in case of fire, because of this material, this kind of oil, will use the special powder type fire extinguisher with the potassium. K is a code for potassium, the powder type. In that the potassium is used to control the fire in case of the fire because of this cooking media. So you see this class K is similar like class B because class B is a flammable liquid. But this class K is specific for the cooking media. This also a flammable liquids, but specifically as per the application, like in commercial kitchens or in residential kitchen, etc. So in that case, we can go for this class K. Now the question is why we learn all this classification. Based on this classification, we have this portable fire extinguisher. Later in other topics also, this classification will help to identify the combustibility, combustible material, the type of combustibility. Based on that, we have this type of fire, etc. Okay, so this is a very basic what we learn. Now with this information, we can decide which type of fire extinguisher is applicable. So there are different types of fire extinguisher. What are those? You can find in the next part. Here you see on screen, most commonly three types. First is a water type. In short, we used to call APW. APW nothing but air pressurized water. Because if you talk about water type fire extinguisher, there is a normal tap water, not any other chemical. So if I fill this portable fire extinguisher with the normal tap water, in case of fire event, this water will not come out from this portable fire extinguisher from this cylinder. In order to take this water out, we require some pressure. Na? So that pressure from air. I'll give you a simple example. Do you know this gardening spray bottle?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If someone don't know one yet, the mechanism is similar. This one, you see this one. So what we'll do by pressing this, you can say the piston type, just pumping, we are increasing the pressure of air inside, na? And after increasing that air pressure, simply when you press this or squeeze this handle, the what will come out in a spray form. Because of what? Because of air pressure, na? The similar concept for this water type fire extinguisher. So it is pressurized with the water, so that because of the air pressure, the water can come out in case when you squeeze this handle. Okay, and you see this come with the pressure gauge, and everyone know what is pressure gauge. And with the pressure gauge, you'll get the 3 zone. So red zone means almost empty or close to empty. Green zone means full, or in between white or yellow zone, partly fill or partly empty. So the pressure gauge will help to indicate the quantity for maintenance point of view for water type. Now, the more about this we'll discuss about water, way to use. Let me just quickly give the introduction for this type. Next, we have a CO2. CO2, carbon dioxide. And, carbon dioxide is a non-flammable gas. And increasing CO2 will decrease what? Oxygen in the fire triangle. The fire triangle can help to reduce the combustion and can control the fire. But one important point related to this CO2 fire extinguisher, you'll not find the pressure gauge. Did you find any pressure gauge on the CO2 fire extinguisher? See, even on the other side also it's not available. You can check. Do you know the reason online?
So it's a compressed gas. So it's not required any additional.
No, you see, I'm talking about the pressure gauge. Actually, pressure gauge is not to create the pressure na, in this water or any other type. The pressure gauge is to indicate the pressure so that we can understand or we can identify the quantity inside. But for the CO2, there is no pressure gauge.
Sir, because if the quantity is less, still it will give the same amount of indication.
Yes, exactly. Why? Because the CO2 it is in the liquid form, and it is in liquid form is the pressure it will exert, the same pressure it will exert even with the small quantity inside the cylinder. So the pressure will give the false information about the quantity or the capacity of CO2. So remember, for CO2 fire extinguisher, you will not find any pressure gauge. That quantity you can find out by the weight, by the net weight. Okay, this is one point for the CO2 type. Okay, the more information about CO2 we'll discuss. Let me quickly give the idea for dry chemical. Dry chemical, nothing but powder type, which is commonly used in actual practice for commercial and residential projects. The reason also we'll discuss. And one more option, you see, foam type. Okay, so these are the different types. Apart from this, even you'll find the portable fire extinguisher with the clean agent like HFC, 2 or any other gas. Even the CO2 also comes under clean agent. So similar to CO2, you'll find the other type of gases fire extinguisher in case of special cases like clean agent type. But most commonly in actual practice, you'll find this type, and in that most commonly the powder type. Okay.
So,
Now we'll
sir,
discuss. Yes, online.
how do they inspect the CO2? They have to weigh it.
With the weight, we see when it is full, we'll measure the weight, and that based on that weight, the quantity is full. So after 1 or 2 months, again we'll wait. The weight is less means the CO2 leak or the extinguisher is used because
So
that
it must
liquid.
weigh.
Pardon?
It must be weighed.
Yeah, with the weight only, with the total weight.
All right, thank you.
I think, sir, the most common fire extinguisher is dry chemical, ABC. We have seen
Yes,
everywhere.
yes, powder type. Yes, that is a ABC powder type only. We'll discuss why. We have a point. Okay, so let me start with the water with some specification. So first of all, you see, if you talk about water type, as I said, why we are calling APW, because air pressurized water. You see, it's not like partly air, half water. So you'll find the pipe at the bottom. So fill with the air pressure so that the water can come out when you squeeze this handle, and you see it attached with the pipe, not with the horn. You see, in case of CO2, you'll find the horn like expander, because CO2 is a gas, and the gas can be expanded and can cover more area when you sweep on the fire. But the water is not a gas, na? So it will not connect with the horn. It will connect with the pipe. Okay, some technical difference. And the default color from the manufacturer is a silver, but you know this on site we are going to paint this as what, red. So the color on site is red, but the manufacturer side is a silver. And available with the different capacity. Here I'm considering example from Tyco. You know who is Tyco? Tyco is a brand manufacturer. They are dealing with this firefighting components, national brand. So I'm taking the reference from Tyco. As per your location, this capacity may vary. In general, available with a 2 feet height with a 25 pounds. More than that and less than this also available. This is just like a standard. And working agent is simply water. And you know, in the fire triangle, if you use water, we are affecting for which site or which element?
Heat.
Yes, heat. Okay. So remember, water type fire extinguisher is used to decrease the heat element in the fire triangle, and heat element of fire triangle can work for what class of fire?
Class A.
Class A. Because you know, for class B, if you use water, you know what will happen. That example of the cooking pan, right? And
it will burn more.
yes, and if you use on class C, again the short circuit will further increase if you use water. And there is no question of using on class D. Class D means very high temperature compared with even with B. So there is no question of using water. And for class K, again, this is also belongs to, it's a family for related to class B. So you cannot use water. So this fire extinguisher is designed to use on class A fuel application only, or fuel classification only. For example, a storage of or a warehouse, or a storage of paper or a wood with a limited light. So there is no separate electrical room. A warehouse So in that only the class A, na? So we can use water. So what this class A not commonly used in specific location where you'll find only class A fuel classification, we can use this. Okay, so this is about the water type. You see, at this level, just I'm explaining the working agent and application, etc. Not the selection. Selection we'll discuss later. We have a separate part for that when we start the project with the sprinkler system. Because for selection, we are dealing with this like 2A, 2B. So rating, I'll explain, I'll give you some idea in the table, but the selection will deal with the project. Just I'm giving the information about this portable fire extinguisher.